Damon Schramm. Now, Damon is a lawyer who also does some part-time modeling on the side. You would think he lives here in Hollywood, but he actually calls Edina, Minnesota, his home.
In seat 6 is the player we're watching closely tonight, the Grandmaster chess player Almira Skripchenko. Almira was born in the Soviet Union, but she now calls Paris home. And while this is her first WPT final table, she did take a 7th place at a World Series of Poker event in 2009, so she obviously is a great poker player as well. But Almira is not the only chess player or the only woman at this final table. In seat 1 is online pro and world-class chess player Dinara Katsieva. Dinara was born in Kazakhstan, but grew up in Canada, and if she wins the night, she'll take the title back home to Montreal.
Well, that's right, Mike. A lot of chess players, but we do actually have some actual poker players at the final table, including in seat 3, a Commerce regular who won a preliminary event at this year's LAPC, George Rechnitzer. Now, in seat number 4, poker pro Dan Heimiller. Dan, who took 3rd at the Borgata Poker Open in C7. Remember him then? And in seat 5, Belgian pro, poker player Davide Katai, who owns a WSOP bracelet from back in 2008.
Well, first place tonight is going to be $100,000, and that includes a seat to the season-ending WPT World Championship. Now, that's where all the Season 9 WPT champions will fight for millions more in prize money.
All right, looks like the tournament director, Matt Savage, is about ready to roll, so let's get down to the action.
And there you see all 6 players within $200,000 of each other. That's something you see very rarely out here on the World Poker Tour. Well, everybody is so tightly bunched in chip count.
That is true, Mike. And let's talk about the antes. 5,000 blinds are 20 and 40, pretty expensive. And here we go. First to act, Damon Schramm. He folds his hand. And now George Rechnitzer.
He's got those suited cards you like to see flops with, but not him. Dan Heimiller going to limp in here with the Queen Jack.
Yes, he is. Now Davide Katai with a Jack 9. Won't play that mess.
And around to the chess master, Almira Skripchenko.
Yeah, kind of has a nothing hand. 8-4, won't play, but Dinara.
Well, another great chess player says, okay, let's have a flop here. She's got the King 5. And flops top pairs. It comes King 10-3. She needs right out in bet, and Dan Heimiller beats her in the pot.
Quick call by an open-ended Dan Heimiller, but he's not going to catch it there. 7 of spades on the turn. And Dinara's going to check that top pair.
Going to give Heimiller the free draw to beat her.
Yeah, open-ended straight. Will he catch it?
Doesn't happen as the board pairs 7s.
Dinara's going to check the top pair, and Dan says no mas. The young lady from Montreal, Canada, taking down hand number 1 at the Commerce Casino.
Well, I think most pros in that spot with a Queen Jack in the cutoff would have raised pre-flop. Chances are Dan would have won the pot rather than lost it to the chess player, Dinara Katsieva.
When I started to play poker, I found that there was a lot of similarities with chess. This is why I love the game. Most of the chess players have a lot of necessary skills for poker. They're patient and they're hardworking. Playing chess helps my poker for sure.
What talents this young lady has put together, and now she's at a final table on the World Poker Tour. She's first to act in this hand. She has an attractive-looking King 10 of clubs.
Well, Vince, we've got a couple other great chess players in the poker world. Guys that have won WPT titles, like 2-time champ Howard Lederer and Dan Harrington. Both good chess players.
Well, right now, this one with King 10 is going to raise, makes it 105,000 to go.
Yeah.
Into the 42-year-old from Edina, Minnesota. He's going to fold.
You like to see her get aggressive under the gun. That's what she's doing.
Rechnitzer not going to play. And Heimiller also laying down his hand.
Davide Katai out as well, so around to the big blind. Now Almira's got the 10-9 suited, 10-9 of diamonds. She's going to make the call. So the women chess players are going to battle it out here.
Whoa.
King 10-9.
Both flop 2 pair. Almira quickly checks.
You're going to see castles and queens and rooks and bishops all thrown at each other right here, Vince, I can tell you.
Dinara with the top 2 pair can make the continuation bet 130,000.
Well, Almira going all in, and I don't blame her here. There's 2 hearts on the board, a possible straight out there.
All right. Good call.
Now she's made the call, and she's going to love it. As Almira turns up the bottom 2 pair, she's got the top 2 pair. Her opponent has 2 outs, as we say. Must catch a 9 to win this pot.
And look at this. Dinara has more chips. Got it covered.
So Almira about to get checkmated right out of here in 6th place.
Unless a miracle happens. Here we go with the turn. Dinara loving this situation. Here we go with 4th Street.
Oh, a 9 on the turn. Oh. And there you see the shocked look on Almira's face. She can't believe it. And there's a disappointed look, one of unbelievable anguish by Dinara.
That is an abomination for Dinara.
Now must catch a king or a 10 to win the pot. So an unbelievable draw out on the turn, 7 of diamonds on the river, and Almira is going to double up. And I can assure you, Dinara feels like she lost her queen and both rooks right there in an instant.
That is a complete nightmare for Dinara. But Almira Skripchenko now is the chip leader with that extreme luck. On we go. Damon Schramm from Minnesota not going to play this hand. Reknitzer out. Dan Heimiller also folding. So now it's up to Davide Katai. Now he's going to let the girls battle it out again. And look who has a big hand.
No worries.
She's going all in.
Okay, cool.
Well, Dinara's pot committed. She's in the big blind, only has 1 big blind left. So she would hold any 2 cards here. Unfortunately, she's dominated as her opponent has ace-10. She has a 10 deuce. Let's see if she can get lucky.
Well, Brunson hand. Will she get lucky with it?
It seems like if there was any poker justice, she would get lucky here after the last hand.
Will Dinara run out of dinero? We will see. 5 cards to come.
Well, here comes a flop, an ace right in the door. As it comes ace, king, 8. Unfortunately, Dinara drawing dead to win as we saw Damon and George fold a 2. It could come queen jack where she could split this pot. That's her only hope to stay alive. Doesn't happen as the 6 comes off. So that is going to do it for the sweet lady from Montreal. She is going to finish in 6th place. But you talk about tough luck. Lost to a 2-outer when she would have been the dominant chip leader at this table, Ben.
That's Dinara's fiance, Emmanuel, in a state of shock as well. To get that kind of hand, to get that tough beat.
Well, that's something you don't see from guys that bust each other.
And Mike, she has to walk away in 6th place. We are down to 5.
We have to take a quick break, but coming up, we'll hear how this tournament will change people's lives. We'll have Tony Dunks with the raw deal and another edition of 5 Questions with last year's WPT Invitational champ, LaRon Washington. Stick around.
It's a huge adrenaline rush.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, brought to you by ClubWPT.com. We're at the WPT Invitational where 5 players remain. And they're the beautiful Royal Flush Girls. They're at every WPT event, along with Kimberly Lansing, Mike Sexton, and myself.
Everybody wants this coveted WPT title, as well as that $25,000 entry that goes to our champion for his entry into the season-ending WPT World Championship. Back to the action.
Yep, George Reknitzer, Commerce Casino rounder, folds his hand.
Dan Heimiller, pro player, picks up ace-king, and he's going to raise it, makes it $100,000 to go.
Davide going to fold his hand, and now it's on our chip leader.
Cheers, Steven, again.
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Oh, this could be interesting. She's got a nice hand. No, she's going to lay down 5s. And now it's on the part-time model, Ed Lawyer.
Raise.
That's Damon Schramm, and he says raise with ace-10.
And he's come over the top here. Going to make it $200,000 to go.
All in.
And quickly, Dan Heimiller goes all in.
Oh, you're going to send me home already?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
I got nothing for me at home. I got 3-day-old Chinese and a half a bottle of milk.
Oh, this could be a disaster for Damon, the 42-year-old from Minnesota.
Yeah, if you don't stick around, no free buffet.
This is a tough call to make. You're not really pot committed at this point. I think you can easily lay this down.
Well, you see how confident Dan looks about his hand, too. I mean, I think it should be an easy laydown with the tails of Dan Heimiller.
Call.
And he's made the call.
Yay. Pair?
Well, right now, the lawyer's case about to be closed if he doesn't get lucky here with the ace-10 against the ace-king.
The gavel has hit the lawyer's hand at this point. Heimiller got him wrapped up with ace-king over ace-10 with 5 cards to come. Here's the flop.
The king right on the flop as it comes king 9-6. Dan Heimiller sort of praying to the poker gods there, saying thank you for that flop. Now let me just avoid 2 running cards to make it straight. There you go. 5 comes up. Winner, winner, chicken dinner for Dan Highmiller. He doubles up.
Yes, he does, and that is going to put Damon Schramm on an extreme short stack.
So Damon is not out, but he is crippled, just as we saw Dinar was a moment ago.
As we've been saying, the WPT Invitational started several days ago as a fantastic poker party for charity. Tony Dunst was in the field at the start, and he has quite the tale to tell in this week's edition of The Raw Deal, brought to you by Rise.
The strategy going into a charity tournament changes considerably from one with a normal buy-in. How so? I'm Tony Bond 18 Dunst. Let's break it down. The structure is going to be a lot more fast and shallow, so things can get done quickly. That means you have to adjust your strategy so you're going all in more pre-flop and calling other people's pre-flop all-ins with a wider range of hands. This also means that there's going to be a greater luck factor in the tournament and a decreased edge for the more advanced players.
People are definitely playing a lot crazier than normal.
Stumped all his chips to this guy.
The other thing to keep in mind is the quality of opponents. Many will be good, many others,
I don't have anything!
not so much. In something like the WPT Invitational, your average recreational opponent is going to be somewhere between moderately and substantially more famous than normal. And your average professional opponent is going to be somewhere between noticeably and excessively more drunk than normal. How do you get their chips? Simple. Get them off their game by putting them on tilt. Begin by strategically berating all celebrities or people who might be a celebrity on your table. Just tell them that last thing they were in was really awful and caused you to lose all faith in them as a performer. Entertainers have notoriously fragile egos, so after a couple minutes of that, they'll inevitably run off to their trailer for a good long cry and a soy latte.
If he's at my table, I'm gonna take his nuts.
To dismantle the pros, just generously tip the waiter at your table, then give them a knowing nod and say, please keep everyone here fresh. A couple hours later, and those nasty pros will be way too gone to 3-bet you like.
Knowing that I was drunk, check raising me with probably absolutely nothing. But what can you do?
They'll also be much too interested in the party that's happening on the rail to even give playing smart poker a thought.
Mom, I'm sorry.
For my first time playing in the WPT Invitational, what did I take away from it? Well, seeing as I'm 26 and this was my first charity tournament, I learned that apparently I'm not very charitable. I learned that an open bar is the fastest and easiest way to make a tournament simultaneously the most memorable played in a long time, yet entirely obsolete from memory. And I learned that charity tournaments attract a much better ratio than any ordinary tournament. Wait, what? You wanted me to talk about strategy? Like, with the girls?